Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Oh, thanks so much. I'm so delighted to follow an act which called so much attention to my lower legs since I wore shorts. These are nephew calves, which means I do go to the gym, but you would never know. Thanks. So I've been thinking that if anybody starts claiming to be the reincarnation of Jesus, and we want to check if it's true, which we should, we can try to check whether they give 5 stars to every single Grab driver who asks. Because Jesus might, Buddha might, I don't, and there's no good reason for it. You know, what is my problem? The guy drops me off and he's like, 5 stars, okay, bong? It means something to him, cost me nothing, but instantly I turn into this like moralizing, superior boarding school headmaster, you know, like, well, high marks come faster if you don't ask for them. It's in such poor taste. You know? Like, and what am I worried about? Running out? You know? Oh, 5? You know, I've already given 11 stars this year alone. Yeah. I'm not made of inexhaustible digital symbols. Maybe I'm just taking it out on them. How bitter I am about the number of times per day I open Nom24 instead of Grab on my phone when I mean to, and vice versa. It's a small thing, but somehow huge. I feel like I have the executive function of a slug, you know? It's like, it can't be our fault, right? I mean, it's a conspiracy. They're both green. They both involve transport. They're both on my phone. My success in following the push or pull sign on a door the first try is hovering around 40%. How can it be expected to pull this off? But these taxi apps actually are great. I mean, there's a lot of things that you don't see anymore. Behavior you don't see anymore because of them. I remember in Myanmar, right before Grab came out, I sat down in the front row of a taxi, front seat of a taxi, and there was an empty beer can in the cup holder, good sign, and the driver pulls out a fresh one, opens it, takes a drink while driving, and offers me a sip. Now, I don't like to lecture strangers. Obviously, that's not true, but it's a good beginning to that sentence. But my safety is at risk here, right? So I say to the guy, you know, what you do in your own time is your business, but where I come from, it is just not cool to put your mouth on a drink you offer another person. Now, thanks to Grab, I'm sure that guy is giving people their own fresh one. I do love living in Asia. It's so great here. We were thinking of moving back to the U.S. this summer for a minute, and some nice things about it, but was not looking forward to the fact that it is so difficult to make friends with people who have lived in the same town their whole life and never left. You know what I mean? Last time we went back, our new neighbor comes over to my house, named Jeff, obviously. And I wrote that joke and then I thought, it's only funny because I'm so white. Like, why is that even funny? So Jeff comes over and he's like, hey, we're having a block party this Saturday. You guys should come, meet some people. And then the minute he learned that our hope was to stay for maybe 2 years and then move abroad again, he was like, oh, displaced people. I've heard about your kind on the news. You know, like, well, you wouldn't really like the block party. There won't be a lot of homeless. It's mostly people who are stable and made good life choices. Why don't you stay home this weekend and use that extra time to repair the psychological damage you're doing to your family? But here in Phnom Penh, you know, or abroad in general, it's like, oh, you're going to be here for 6 months? Awesome. If I get bit by a golden flying tree snake and fall in front of a tuk-tuk after getting shocked by a loose electrical wire, will you raise my sons? You know? Let me just go change my will, hold my durian. The other reason that I was sad not to move back, or the one reason I was sad not to move back, is I was really looking forward to the effect that my Southeast Asian cat would have on an American neighborhood of cats, you know? Any cat, really. My cat, frankly, can be kind of a dick to other cats. I can admit that. I don't want to be that parent who's like, oh, did Georgie set fire to your grandmother's letters from World War II? He's such a spirited child. Did you see how artfully he arranged the necklaces he stole from your bedroom? Why are Georgie's parents British? I don't know, but my cat really is like Biff from Back to the Future to other cats. There's nothing redeeming about it. But even the most cuddliest, peaceful cat from Cambodia, transplanted to a suburb of Paris or Adelaide, would rule that neighborhood in 48 hours, you know? The other cats bringing him mice as tribute, cleaning his litter box, trying to get noticed. It'd be like Tony Soprano taking over a yoga retreat. You know, they'd have no chance. They all start kinking their tails to look like Cambodian cats. The one cat named Socks starts claiming it's always stood for Soxabai. Start calling each other Bong or in cat, Biaong. Oh, thanks. Was not expecting that. Because now I have a joke about how, yeah, that's the end of that bit. I'm sorry, it was a lot of setup for that payoff. But I've been wanting to say bong in cat in front of an audience since I was a small child. So thank you for the part you played in that personal triumph. I love Southeast Asian cats. I'm less of a fan of the dogs, and that's probably because I was bit a while back. When you've been bit by a dog here, other expats love to ask you about it. Not out of concern, but because they want to convince themselves that they never would have done whatever stupid-ass thing you obviously did to get bit. People are like, oh, a dog bit you? What were you doing? I tell them I was taking a walk. And they're like, oh, you mean like at 3 a.m. down a narrow alleyway lined with sleeping dogs? No. And they're like, oh, maybe you had like a cat in one pocket? I mean, not that you would. It's ridiculous, but maybe like from earlier in the day, a cat that you forgot about. Nope. And then, my favorite, they say, well, did you provoke it somehow? This is a question I get from people I've invited into my home. Did I provoke a street dog into sinking its teeth into my leg? So I say, no, I didn't provoke it. I mean, I saw a dog, and I played that game all dogs love, you know, where you rub bacon in its face, take it away. Rub bacon in its face, take it away. Rub bacon in his face, and the third time you yank on the tail really hard. And how could I know he would react like that? I was really surprised. I hope you guys have your rabies shots. You might know if you get bit and your shot is not up to date, how many shots do you need? She knows. 6 on the day of the bite, and then 5 more in the weeks to come. 11 injections, or as a Russian Olympian would call it, breakfast. But this is true. I go into the clinic, and they're like, okay, we have 2 choices for the shot to save your life. This one is $2,000. It's 100% effective, and as an added bonus, it was designed for humans. This one works 85% of the time. It is made for horses, but it's a steal at $150. So you don't survive rabies. And I told them, I don't put a price on my life, but my price for medicines to save my life is $275. Give me the horsey shot. So they did, you know, and it was fine. I haven't had any. Sorry. I haven't had any side effects. I can run like a. You guys, this is embarrassing. I left the house without my blinders today. Are you going to finish that sugar cube, lady, or what? Thank you very much, everybody. Give me 5 stars on Grab.